The Middle Ages, 1,000 years. 5th century to the 15th. Across Europe, a tapestry of kingdoms, duchies, empires rose and fell. Castles, symbols of power, punctuated the landscape. Inside these fortresses, kings and queens feasted, tapestries adorned the walls, music filled the air. But beyond the castle walls, a different world. Villages, mud-caked in winter, dust-choked in summer, life expectancy brutally short, disease a constant threat, famine an unwelcome visitor. For the peasantry, life was toil, obedience and fear. Fear of the law, fear of punishment. The medieval mind saw the world in absolutes. Good, evil, right, wrong, punishment, swift and brutal, was seen as essential to maintain order. A deterrent, a spectacle.
Imagine a market square. Crowds gather, not for celebration but for punishment. In the center, the pillory. 2 wooden boards, a hole for the head, sometimes for the hands. The condemned subject to mockery, pelted with refuse. Humiliation, a weapon as potent as any sword. Then the stocks, similar to the pillory, but for the legs. Immobilized, vulnerable. A day under the hot sun, a night exposed to the elements. The message, clear. Transgression brings suffering. For more severe offenses, flogging. The whip, a cruel artist. Each lash, a searing pain, leaving welts, scars, a permanent reminder of the law's reach. And for the most serious crimes, instruments of agonizing, prolonged torture.
Theft, a common crime in an era of scarcity. Punishments varied. Petty theft, perhaps a hand branded. Larger sums, mutilation, the loss of a hand, a stark reminder of the act. Heresy, a challenge to the all-powerful church. The stakes were high, often literally. Burning at the stake, a gruesome spectacle. The flames consuming the body were meant to purge the soul. A public execution, a warning to any who dared question the doctrines of faith. Betrayal, a threat to the social fabric. Hanging, a common punishment. The body left to swing, a grim warning. Treason, the ultimate betrayal, often met with the most gruesome end, drawn and quartered. A slow, agonizing death, meant to send a shiver down the spines of even the bravest souls.
4. Order through brutality, maintaining control in the Dark Ages. Why such harshness? The medieval world was a world of limited resources, constant threats. Life was cheap. Maintaining order was essential for survival. Brutal punishments served as a deterrent in a world where fear was a powerful motivator. Public executions were more than just punishment. They were theater. They reinforced the power structure. They reminded the populace of the consequences of disobedience. The message was clear: step out of line and face the consequences. This was a justice system deeply intertwined with religion. Sin and crime were often seen as one and the same. Punishments were intended not just to punish the body, but to save the soul. Repentance was paramount. Echoes of the past, a legacy of cruelty? Looking back, it's tempting to judge, to view the Middle Ages through a lens of barbarity. But we must remember, these were different times, different values, different fears. The medieval world, for all its brutality, laid the groundwork for the legal systems we have today. The concept of due process, the right to a fair trial, these ideas, though not yet fully formed, were beginning to emerge. The legacy of medieval punishment is complex. It's a stark reminder of the human capacity for cruelty, but also a testament to our evolving sense of justice. It's a dark chapter in our history, but one that holds valuable lessons about the importance of human rights and the dangers of unchecked power.
A glimmer in the darkness, evolution of justice. As the Middle Ages gave way to the Renaissance, so too did our understanding of justice evolve. The Enlightenment, with its emphasis on reason and individual rights, brought about significant reforms. Torture was gradually abolished. Capital punishment was used less frequently, reserved for the most heinous crimes. Today we look back on the punishments of the Middle Ages with horror. The pillory, the rack, the stake, they stand as grim reminders of a time when cruelty was commonplace. But they also serve as a stark contrast to our modern understanding of justice. A justice system that, while imperfect, strives to be fair, humane and equitable. A system that recognizes the inherent dignity of every human being, regardless of their transgressions.